Welcome to the Completely Yoked Podcast with Little Bit Bougie and Mr. Radio 100. Real talk, real life.
But once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Completely Yoked here again. And we had to go ahead and we hadn't planned on really doing anything today, but because of the new events, and I'm sure that everybody is aware of what's going on in the political scheme of things, President Biden has not decided to continue his run for office for presidency on the Democratic ticket, and he has officially named Kamala Harris as the new Democratic ticket. So right now the Democrats are scrambling, trying to find a actual running mate for her and then get the whole agenda / campaign thing together. So that's basically what, that's the emphasis on what actually brought us here today, but it's not necessarily what we're going to focus on. It's going to be focused on actually, we need to really start getting our community's house in order, because that's what it's really about, because some major changes are about to happen. And if y'all not aware, y'all need to go grab it, read it. It's all over the internet. It's been broken down 6 or 7 different ways. Go look at Project 2025. Don't sit up there and stun on that. Don't hesitate on that. Go look at that. Go look at Project 2025 and look at the actual significance of what they're talking about within the bills and within the structure of what they have going on and how it's going to affect you and your family. That's what we're focusing on today. So, just as far as getting our house in order, as far as what we need to do as a community, as a people, to get ready for all of the chaos and craziness that's about to happen, because it's about to get real. Don't think that it ain't. It's about to get real. So, I've had discussions with several of my friends about it today. So, it's been wild, but a little bit, your thoughts, your views.
Let's see. The one thing that I want to push the narrative on is this is definitely a test, right? Everybody's going to prepare for the worst because they think the worst is going to be the worst. There's no hope for the best part of this. But as people and as adults, it's definitely time to set the example. I think more than any time, we need to unite. And if that's just us doing our part as far as educating people on what the process looks like, hopefully then it will change the narrative of what they think about politics. It's definitely not a fear campaign. We're not up here telling you to do whatever. This is strictly just knowledge is key. How you do it with what you may. But
Right.
As for Completely Yoked, we do not take a stance on either or. That is a personal thing. And so if you see us talking about something to this magnitude, it's really just for education and to encourage people to you can hurt the enemy by uniting and staying stronger than you can being divided. So it's just, that's the only thing that worries me. It's I don't want to see what I feel in my spirit that might happen. And I'm not going to walk in fear. I'm not going to live in fear. But this is definitely something that we need to talk about. Everybody needs to have a full understanding. Whatever your views are, your feelings, your views, your rights, we take no stance on any of it because it is a personal decision. But we will educate people. That's what we've always said, is that this podcast we'll have fun, we'll laugh, we'll joke about serious issues that are taking place in our lives or in this world. And this is a serious situation. Don't know how I don't know. I'm still kind of shocked because it's never happened before. But if you don't mind, please tap the screen so that we can go ahead and get this rolling. Thank everyone that is coming in. If you have any questions or comments, you can DM us and we can elaborate on it again. Or if you have questions, we can do a Q&A. But we will answer the questions at the end. So if you want to put them in comments, we'll go back through and we'll definitely answer your questions. We've done a lot of research, really fast. This is actually something that we are going to do in September.
Right.
We start here. But we stay on a pivot. So things changed, and so we adapt. So that's where we are right now.
Yep. That's it. That's the craziness. That's the chaos of it. So where did you want to start off? Did you want to start off with actual
Well, let's
voting.
just start off with like, well, what happened? Like, what has happened? What's happened, and like what's going to take place next? Because a lot of people may be confused as to that matter.
Well, I mean, it's not that confusing as far as what happened. Like I said, it really threw everybody for a loop, and I'm thinking that they were expecting that. I don't know what the true purpose or the policy was behind them actually by not actually running, but all of a sudden COVID, and then he's just not running anymore, and he named Kamala. Is that a setup to make sure that Trump gets in the office?
I mean, let's just keep it real.
Plain
honestly.
and simple. Plain and simple.
I honestly, with all inside of me, I don't think that this had anything to do with him being sick. I don't think this had anything to do with him not having the ability. I think this just has something to do with, it's got to be a lot of pressure from somewhere. And it's unfortunate because we're the ones that are going to get the raft of the decisions. Like, we're going to get the consequence of the decisions made.
Absolutely.
And we can't directly just blame the top for what's going on, because your head cannot move side to side if you haven't started learning how to walk. So if the people that are the feet for the White House and politics and laws and changes, we got to do better on that end. But I just, for the life of me, I don't think that this was, it's too convenient.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I mean, it's real convenient.
Yeah, it's all well placed. I mean, everything from now I'm just speaking from common sense from the way I'm looking at it. I'm sorry, there's the Sose assassination, and I'm so sorry that somebody got unalived, but the Sose assassination attempt, that was, to me, staged. Just looking at it for what it is, it was staged. Because if that had been actual Secret Service, number one, Trump's not going to be allowed to do any type of fist pumping or anything like that during, something like that with the live shooter being on scene. The second thing is there wouldn't have been any other activities that he would have been able to go to, but he attended the luncheon right after that, later that night, with an active assassination attempt on scene and all of that stuff. Nah. Nope, it wouldn't have happened. And then all of that leading up to the RNC. And then, of course, you could see all of the MAGA supporters actually doing the full patch thing right over here on the side, just like Trump having the patch over the ear and all of that stuff, showing that they're in solidarity or support. It was all a campaign gimmick. And then, he really tried to play it to the hilt by walking in on 50 Cent. 50 Cent's music and stuff like that, regardless of whether he got paid for it or not. But, it's just the fact that he's trying to use that, I got shot, I'm stronger. And then, everybody knows the legendary story of 50 Cent being shot 9 times and this, that, and the other, but he still came back and he's really achieving, good things right now. But, Trump's trying to use that whole strategy to his advantage to make everything go crazy. But
I mean, I know what it looks like. I definitely know everybody's take. I've seen it. I have my own personal thoughts about it as well. But whether it was a hoax or not, it's going down as legit. So to sit there and dispute it would just be a waste of breath, and I'm asthmatic. So it is what it is.
Facts.
But at this point, my question is like, how do we move as now? How do we start? Because we're playing chess. So what is our next move? And I'm really honest. Right now, I don't know. It's a complete crap show. Right? Group number 2, whatever you want to call it, is a whole bag of setting on fire. My concern is about, of course, our community, females. And it's as if we're going backwards. And you know how I would speak about life is like a recyclable bins logo. And it seems like we're going back, and we're going backwards, back to where we once were, where our grandfathers and grandmothers and parents fought to come out of. This is definitely something that it is not even what it is on the surface. It
Right.
really is not what's on the surface. This is something bigger. The agenda is way bigger than what people are expecting. And I think right now people are so surface level, but they're not taking the time to let me step back some, let me really look at all of this. We need to get off the surface. The things that happen that destroy people is right up under the nose in plain sight.
Yeah.
And I think it's time for us to step back and start taking a look at things. More than anything right now, it just doesn't need to escalate to a point of no return. And that's the scary part, because people they act off their emotion, and it doesn't matter gender, or their gender, sorry, but they act off emotion. And this is a very, very, very heavy emotional thing. And I think we need to get out of our emotions and start thinking of it as like it's a business, having that mind frame, because then you make solid decisions. Right now, I don't think anybody really, when it comes to this type of stuff, it's always an emotional charged situation.
No question about it. And with everything already, there's enough fuel on the fire already as it is. And then with this powder keg right here, there's no telling what it could explode into. So that's the other thing that we have to look at, is just like, what is this going to be next? And I'm saying, well, one of the first steps that I'm really trying to do, and we've already discussed this, I'm trying to get passports for the family. Yeah. Me, the kids, everybody, because like I said,
like, I can't even say like, oh, that's kind of crazy, because it is something that I have thought about. And I'm not thinking about it, I'm actually going to put action to it. Like I have to.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a choice. I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to, if everything stays status quo and maybe things change a little bit, but with the stuff that's on the horizon, with the way that they're looking at the policies and stuff that they set up in Project 2025, it's not going to be fun. So, if you can find a way to get yourself prepared to get out.
But this is another thing though, like really and truly, like I am in the process of getting mine. Like, well, after we met, I had already pulled it up and did some stuff. But my thing is, I don't feel that anyone should live or act by fear. I feel as if right now, more than anything, this is a perfect opportunity to put your action into words. And a lot of people talk about, oh, we just need to make this place a better place. We just need to do this. We need to do that. We need to unite. We're so divided. Well, let's stop talking about what we are and talk about how we're going to fix what we are, facing what's going on right now and the move ahead. I just, it's time for people that are in leadership roles to like have a sit down together, take the egos out, take the emotions out of it. It's time for families to get their house in order. It's time for people to stop playing games in every aspect of life right now, because it's getting serious. And I am a firm believer, don't show up at somebody's service, laying over them, telling them, no, come back. But you wasn't there through the process of it getting to this point. And it's the same with this. You cannot complain if you're not participating. If you're not helping the solution, you don't have a problem, because you wasn't trying to help fix it. You are the problem. And it doesn't matter. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your opinions are. If all you can do is talk about the bad, but you're not trying to find a solution to correct it, you are part of the problem as well. And that's agreed. That's just how I feel about it. This is not a time to get out of your, get out there and act crazy. It's not a time to buck up against anything. It is a time of planning. It's a time of processing your thoughts. It is a time to unite. And it is a time for people that are leaders to step up. Like, step up. We're doing this podcast, not saying that, oh, we're the big bad whatever, but we will address things head up. Like, I'm not running from nothing. Anybody can say whatever I want, but you will not shut up completely up. We will face everything and talk about it, whether you like it or not. Right. That's fine. Right. But this is something that we need to talk about. In our community, take out all the other stuff and let's look at how things are going to change, how it's going to change our community, how is it going to change the money or inflation, how we live. And that's what we need to focus on. Yes, this is shocking. But for people who only want to talk about the White House but don't want to talk about their local government, you need to watch this because we're going to educate you because you need education. I still brushed up on it. You and I, we just went through and we brushed up on things. It's very confusing for those who are listening about it. But when you do your research and you educate yourself, you can tell like all of this is smoke and mirrors. Like it really is smoke and mirrors.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, because I mean, I didn't understand it at first. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I understood politics and all of that stuff. And I was always taught to vote locally. But I really didn't understand the true meaning of it, really and truly, until today. Just because of the fact, and I think that's where that's where we mess up. We need to start really getting into voting on the local level. The national level doesn't really mean anything. When you vote on the local level, you have the vote and the right to put in the electors. And in this particular case, you know that the popular vote doesn't make the president. The Electoral College makes the president, or the Electoral College decides who is going to be president. So since it's the Electoral College that's president, they have, 538 electors. And then they have different states that have a certain amount of electors within each state. So like California has 54, Texas has 40. You know, those are the top two running dogs right there. So that's why you have those swing states like Ohio and Florida and stuff like that. Those are key states because they have the most electoral votes. And that's why they'll divert more resources there. They'll devote more money to those particular areas.
That's peculiar. The popularity, that is just for distraction. It holds no weight. It's really no reason for it to be there. Other than like if you're in a pageant and you win queen and you're runner up, they tell you, oh, you're Miss Congeniality. Yay, second place. That's all it is. And I don't know why. It's why it exists because it means nothing. And people got hung up on that. Mm-hmm. In 2016, they were hung up on the fact that Hillary Clinton had 48% of the popularity vote, but lost the election. Mm-hmm. It's a full distraction because I heard many of those break room conversations based off of popularity, and I was just so dumbfounded because I'm like, they don't count. That is the wrong focus for now.
Yeah. Back in 2000 when was it Gore? I think Gore. He ran. He had the popular vote. He had close to, a little bit more than 51%, and he still lost because the Electoral College decides who's going to be the president. So, and it really made me see, so what does my voting in the national election actually mean? It really doesn't mean anything. And it makes you not, and so many of our ancestors fought for us to have the right to vote, but they never really taught us what we should be actually voting for. It's your police.
But let's think about it though. Yeah, they tell you to vote, but they didn't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree with that.
Smoke and mirrors. As we do our research and as we are going through all that information, you and I started looking and saying, wait, this is not adding up. No. And we had to dissect the entire thing. We had to I've always known that it starts at the local level. It matters who you have as your sheriff. It matters who you have as your judges. It matters who you have as your representative, your senators and governors. It matters who you put in those local offices, from the chief of police down to the person that's over the board of education. It matters.
Exactly.
Even though you could not vote for the presidency. But if you got your house in order locally, it's going to speak for you and your community.
Right.
And so that's the part I feel like people miss. I think people think, if I just go vote to the polls when it's time, that's the only one that counts. And honestly, it doesn't. What matters is who you have representing your state that dictates what's going to happen in the White House.
Exactly. Because as we researched, the amount of electors that you have is the amount of people that you have representing your state in Congress, in the House, the Senate, the whole 9 yards. So California has 54. So that means California has more people in office representing the state than any other state in the union, and then Texas is a close second. So you wonder why things are different in Texas and why things are different in California, because the government, they have representation within the government to make sure that that state has what it needs.
Yeah.
And then you have
people
other
should out
states that
there.
fall to the wayside.
You should. At any chance that you get a chance to go to your chamber of commerce, you really should go. If you ever have a chance to go to your town mayor's office and ask questions, do it, because if you're more in tune with that, the rest will fall in place. But no one really wants to deal with that part of it because they feel like, it doesn't matter. Oh, this family's going to get it. Oh, they're going to put there. But people can change things. You just have to want it to change. And you have to get the education. We've been talking about this for a long time because of the election was coming up. Right. And we have done our due diligence, but there are still things that I know that I need to learn. There's still things that I know are going to change, and I need to.
Yeah, the educational process never stops. The educational process never stops. So you have to stay on top of it, and you have to stay reading. And then, especially if you're a parent, whether you're, in your particular case, you're an empty nester. In my case, I still have a 16-year-old here. I have to make sure that these children understand what they're dealing with and give them and present them with options to be able to circumvent something if they don't want to deal with it. So,
let's be clear, right? But let's be totally clear. We have seen history, and we know that this topic is not one for the faint of heart and people with no tough skin. There are people who are making decisions about how you live your life. They don't care about the color. It's about your status as far as your income goes. It's money based. If a lot of people start watching national news, you could almost see that this was going to happen. You got other countries that are banded together financially. And when that falls out, it stops everything. And that's where we are headed. Our food has crazy banana taxes. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't have to pay for water, but we do because it's a natural resource, but we pay for it. And the sad part is like people will complain about everything, but not educate themselves on why it is the way it is. And that's what they bet on. They bet on you not going to do the research. They bet on confusing you, and you would just go with the majority, which some people do. They go with the majority. Right. And right now we need people to stand on their own and stand on business and really make a decision, even if it's not with the majority. But stand on that because the confusion has to stop.
Yeah, I fully agree. Because it's just think about what needs to be done, and then just really just make a proactive decision and just go and do it. You have to. Mayors, police jurors, and God, the state legislature is so doggone crucial. It's ridiculous. So you got to make sure that your people are set within your local area, so when they actually go to the state, they can actually make the decision, because you never know, one of those people from your local area could be an elector and actually make a decision in who's going to be the next president. And then if they don't carry your views with them, you stuck like Chuck, and then they just gonna play the same political game that everybody else is playing, and take money from here, take money from there, the way the game has always been played in the U.S. anyway.
The more I've learned about this project 2025, the more I'm just like, wow. They're saying it out loud. Every outlet that has a chance to speak on it, they're saying it. They're saying it on social media. They're using their mouthpieces to also make it seem as if it holds weight. Right. This is in plain sight. This is not something that they haven't even told us about, but I guarantee you, let it take effect. And the woe and me's are coming. Oh my God, I didn't know. That is not an excuse. That is ignorance. And that's just the way it is. Hate me for it. Block me. Don't talk to me. Whatever. Because this is serious. This will not just affect us right now, but we have kids and we have grandkids. This is something, because they've already taken away women's rights almost. No one should be able to tell us what we need to do with our bodies. Point blank in period. It's ours. Yep. We should make that decision. But yet we're allowing government to make that decision. It's only going to cause a backlash of bad practices with good intentions to happen. Exactly. And so I just think that the people need to really show up this time It's great to talk about it at work or at the cooler, or whatever you may be. But on a serious note, this will not just affect poor people. This is going to touch everybody.
That's it.
Everybody will be touched by this, because even though people are rich, the rich people, they can't stay rich without the poor people.
Exactly. They need the poor people to be the background of everything. And just quick pause, quick shout out to everybody in there. Bubbles, Genesis, D Nice, DJ Superman. We see y'all. So we in this serious conversation. So please, we not ignoring you. We see everything popping up in the comments. Definitely appreciate the roses, the love, all the gifts. Thank y'all so much for coming in and tuning in to Completely Yoked Podcast. And what we're discussing is steps that need to be taken as a community to make sure that we prepare for this upcoming bullshit. Basically, the upcoming bullshit that's coming. This project 2025 is gangster.
I'm not saying it's a good time in in politics right now or in history as we know it, but I think it's a time that if caught early, like today, because we have 107 days to the election or whatever.
Roughly.
Okay. This is still enough time. We still have time to come up with a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have time. If you know who your people are running in your local office right now, or you don't, look it up. You can look it up. You can read about them. You can look it up, and you can make a firm decision before you go and vote, because it does matter. The way you feel, if you're frustrated, like, oh, it doesn't matter, we don't care, this is going to be this way, you're dead wrong. We have to get out of that mentality of my voice does not matter. It does. But it's louder at the local office.
Right.
That's the best way I can put it. Like, your voice will travel with some weight at the local side.
Right. And the other thing that they got to look at too, not just, okay, even though it's a national election, there are other elections that are going to be happening during this time, because a lot of 2-year elections, as far as, your mayors, your governors, your police jurors, all of that stuff is actually happening. But the thing that you really need to watch are those taxes, those tax things that they actually put in there. Do you want to vote for the little 2-cent tax for the roads and this, that, and the other, or these other? That stuff adds up to millions and millions of dollars that could either come to the community or not come to the community. So you really need to look at all of those little bitty laws. And if you don't know, somebody knows that's going to be sitting there at the polls whenever you go vote. Somebody knows and understands what's going on with that. You ask them, be like, okay, what is this really about? Is this something that's going to help us out later? Or is this something that's going to detriment us later on down the road? We don't need to be worried about it. All of those little tax laws and all of that stuff, saying, to vote on this and to vote on that, they'll word it in such a strange way to where you won't pay attention to it, but it means so much. And you really got to watch where the money is coming into the city, into the government, and how it's actually going to help and benefit the community if it can. And if it can't, let it go and let it fall someplace else. But the local stuff is really what counts, and that's what sets precedent to everything. And that's the reason why they have so much control over everything now, because in the Project 2025 bill, basically, the federal government workers are in danger. Because Trump wants to get in there and he wants to have control over who he can hire and who he can fire, and then put most of the federal employees that are not a part of his agenda out of the game.
I think people get a little worked up about it. I think too many people get worked up about it because it's there. It's in your face. It's go read it. All of that. It's fair game. You go read it. You make your own opinion. But I feel as if we jump a little. Sometimes we put the cart before the horse, and we just swerve around. The best thing to do right now, Project 25 is there in your face. That people, when you start seeing people trying to Michael Jackson out of it, you know it's going to happen. You can possibly help derail it, or possibly take it off the book altogether. But you got to start locally, like you said, those local elections where people have 2 years to serve or 4 years. The time has come up now, and you truly can change who you have representing your state. It is very important to do your research. Go to your chamber of commerce, ask, because when you get to that voting hole, trust me, you can ask them. But here in Tennessee, maybe they will tell you they can't talk to you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. But my biggest thing is my goal is that we give education, good information, answer questions to the best of our abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But the end goal for me is just keep an even head. Like, don't act off emotions. You will get further by uniting and coming up with good solutions instead of messing up your own community. Because the way things are going, mess it up, you're gonna be stuck with it. You get no help.
As somebody that has studied this thing, my major in college was radio, television, broadcasting, mass media, all of this stuff here. The agenda of the mass media thing is to rile you up, is to make you think not rationally, to get you emotionally charged to do something stupid, or to enough to where the people around you are doing the same thing and then cause you to react a certain way. That is the purpose of mass media. That's what it does. It's not designed. I mean, yeah, it's informative to a certain degree, but I mean, everybody from CNBC, MSNBC, and all of the other stuff, they're reporting the same exact thing. So you can get the information from anywhere. It depends on how you react to it. Don't react to it and get all emotional about it, because what's going on up there really and truly has no effect on you until they just really decide to they've been plotting and planning all of this stuff forever. So realize that first. But you still can't react off of the emotions of what mass media is going to try to throw into your heads.
No, because now it's a ratings thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is for them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is ratings for them. So they'll be the first to, even if it's not true, they're going to be the first to jump on it.
Yeah.
They will apologize later. It's like, we'll put a statement out. We'll apologize. But the thing of it is
they're not even going to put out an apology.
Like, oops, my bad. We just have to keep a level head. Like I said, you have to do your homework, because if you mess up your own community with the way things are, do you really think it's going to thrive again? Do you think that they're going to help you to rebuild it? No, they're not. And so instead of just taking it out on your community, which I do not understand why people do that, this isn't a time to react off emotions. This is a time to really put your big girl and your big boy stuff on and get into your mind and your brain, get yourself educated, and then move positively. You got to have positivity in phases of like this, because it's easy to work in fear. That's an emotion. It's easy to work out of anger. That's an emotion. And you're not giving yourself enough time to either get your bearings. You know what I mean? So you're just fighting because everybody else is. And we've got to have some type of calmness about the situation. If we move that way, it will shock them, because it's like, oh, this is the outcome we thought was going to happen.
Right.
But that's what has to happen.
Now she's giving you the actual rational side of what needs to be done as far as thinking about it and really making a true decision and a plan for your family and for your community. But now, as far as what I'm doing is, I'm just giving you straight up the facts of what the hell they're doing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm sorry. I mean, like I said, I've been studying this stuff too long, and I see the games that they play as far as, how they set up for the commercials, how they set up for broadcasting everything and making sure that everybody has the same information. I've seen this game and I've been behind the scenes of it for so long. It's ridiculous. But take your time and think and look at it for what it is.
I mean, people really want to be like, I don't know enough. You do know enough. All you have to do is go back and look and see what's happening on the stock market. Look at the other countries that are creating their own financial services and leaving the United States out. When you start seeing things like that happen, it's basically letting you know they're getting their house in order.
Exactly.
They're making it to where they don't even need this country because they can do it on their own. They move in silence, but yet once they accomplish it, it's out there. And unfortunately, we don't. We stay so divided and work like you're not going to win no more than I am if we weren't running the same race. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of who gets to the finish line first. And if I'm upset that my shoe came untied, you hit on Velcro, I can still win. But I'm so focused on the distraction that I've already given up. And that's what is going on right now, is they throw this out there. And I'm not going to lie, I threw up. When you called me and told me that, I got nauseous and went and threw up. Yeah. Because all I could think about were my kids. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wait, what? And so I'm not going to say I wasn't a little razzled, but I refuse to live or act or think in fear. But it has made me say, okay, let me get the hammer and let me go break this glass because my backup plan has got to, got to start getting it together. But I will not. I just will not live in fear, and I will not speak in fear. I'm not going to do this podcast in fear. It is what it is, and I feel like now more than anything, we need every bit of good information as possible. Mm-hmm. We all need to be talking about this. This needs to be on everybody's panel at night when you stand up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Because believe it or not, this election is going to determine TikTok. It's gone.
Oh yeah. If not already determined, and they just kind of just dangling the carrot in front of you. So no one really has any true idea of what the situation is going to happen with TikTok. Because TikTok has been a game changer in the social media market. Nothing else is done what TikTok has done.
TikTok unites everybody from across the entire country. I can talk to people in Ghana and in Asia.
We are talking to people in other countries daily.
Without permission, and that is the problem.
Right.
It's definitely going. This is going to go.
Yeah. Because the thing is, TikTok's not going to stop. It's just going to stop here.
Yeah.
Because TikTok is worldwide.
People in South Africa or in Africa in general, they are allowed to do things on TikTok that we cannot.
Oh, yes.
If that does not show you that they've already been regulating it for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying it, but it's just we could say the wrong word and poop, but
yeah.
They give whole shows.
People have had their whole TikTok accounts erased, and they made some serious coin, and they've had their entire accounts erased, done for just one particular action.
Because think about this: Facebook, Instagram, none of that has ever been targeted. You can't have access to other people, like, you know what I'm saying? But it is not like this. And this for them is dangerous because they cannot regulate who you're talking to, what you're talking about. Like, it's a hard thing to do. So this right here for them, this is gone. And so for the people that be on here and they're like, this is their life.
The face it, the government has their thumb all in the face of the book pie. I mean, they just sticking their thumb right in it. They getting proceeds from it. So yeah, why would they stop it? They're not going to stop it. But when TikTok came into play, they used the whole, another mass media trick. They used the whole China thing to get people riled up to say that, oh, TikTok is this, that, and the other. And you got to think about it. TikTok has to be a threat. We've got homeless situations going on. We have the healthcare situations going on. We have so many other major issues that need to be dealt with. But yet and still, in an hour and 27 minutes, every member of Congress can get in there and make a decisive vote on a social media app. What is that telling you? TikTok is a threat. Off top.
And it's only a threat because they don't really understand it. They don't know how to. It's not mandated by them.
They understand it. They don't have control over it. Right. That's what it is. They have no control. They understand.
Did you see though? The other day, I was just, me, document current events, not how my brain works. Mm-hmm. That the government had a major glitch, huge glitch. You don't think us too, the White House, everybody. They had a cyber glitch. Homeland Security was knocked down. Like, everything was knocked off of one glitch.
Worldwide.
They don't even know how it happened. They were just trying to fix it. And my question was, well, if you can find somebody to fix it, who was monitoring it? Because how did it happen?
Everything, every single subsystem was affected. Airports, traffic lights in every major city, worldwide, not just the U.S. This was everywhere. The internet was still running. You could still get on your lives and you could still go and battle and do everything else and surf the internet. That was fine. But the major infrastructure systems that was actually doing the running the stuff, that's what went down. Mm-hmm. Airports had to stop flights. Some flights had to circle for a little while.
I get that. But when you say Homeland Security, was down like independent, like that's major because that's like a floodgate. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like, wait a minute. What? Mm-hmm. It's it was very alarming, but I did not anticipate today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, okay, like, okay. Let me keep watching.
Nobody did. Nobody anticipated this because, like I said,
honestly, like God's willing. Like I get it, but this was not because of COVID. Like, just tell me the truth. Like, just tell the truth about why. Just say why. Just say what it is. I got paid out, or I just said forget it because I'm energy.
If you want to humble, I'm gonna go back. I'm going home. I'm coming home. If you want a humble brother's opinion from Arkansas, I think he was pressured, or either it was already a part of the plan from the beginning. I think he was pressured though. I think that they put some weight on him, be like, look here, you old, you ain't running no more. You done. So
it's very shocking. This is the first time this has ever happened before, and no one knows what to do. And this is the part that's scary. Although Harris is gonna step up, right? Mm-hmm. Who's gonna run with her?
That's what they're scrambling for right now. That's what they're scrambling for right now. Who is going to be her running mate?
Why everything got to be on CPT time? You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, that was the point. That was the point of making it happen. Put enough pressure on Biden, get him out of there, and now it's going to make the Democrats have to run and scramble and not have a game plan together because they had a game plan with Biden. Now that Biden is out of the picture, they can't run that same game plan they was going to run with Biden with Kamala. They can't run it.
I'm going to ask you this serious question. Okay. I know you're going to give me Arkansas.
Oh, for sure.
Who would you say is even equipped to help run? Should she run for president, or should she just stay as the vice?
I mean, there's no other Democratic nominee, so she has to run. There's
somebody. I'm saying if they found somebody, they were like, okay, we can pick that. Who would you say?
I don't know who they would pick. That's just it. I don't think that they can pick anybody just because there hasn't been anybody. There's a submission process that has to happen.
But they have to get rid of that. If you're allowing somebody with felons to run, we don't have no more rules. Just throw that book out the side. Just throw it outside.
But that's just it. You have one side playing by the rules and the other side not playing by the rules. So, you know.
I'm gonna keep it up with you. Neither one of them are playing by the rules that are better for us.
No. They don't get it.
So my thing is, who would be? Because let's be honest, Miss Crockett would be.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say.
What?
That's what I was about to say.
Ain't gonna happen.
No. You can't have two powerhouses like that together.
No.
Even though. Now let me go Arkansas for a minute. Number one, they don't want no in the White House no more anyway, and then they damn sure don't want no black woman in the White House. They damn sure don't want that. And then here's the other thing that they're counting on, because they're not thinking the fact that she's a black woman being in office. They're thinking that no one's going to vote for her because of her past history in California. Yes, she was a prosecuting attorney. Yeah, she did lock a lot of brothers up. And But that's the thing though. That's what they're gonna try to use as. That's why nothing's gonna happen to her, as far as them trying to make an attempt on her life or anything like that. Nothing's gonna happen to her because
I'll tell you this:
they're gonna
both
use
of them
her.
could run. Both of them could run, but I guarantee you this: our community will not show up for it.
Of course not.
That's the sad part.
We
can't blame other people. We really can't. Everybody else is off the table. This is just an in-house thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the same thing. Just like if you have a small business and you make better handbags than Louis Vuitton, but because you don't have the Louis Vuitton symbol on it, the brothers ain't coming. Or either they're gonna want your product for nothing, one way or the other. But yet and still, no, we're not gonna come up in support for that. Even though like you got two powerhouse sisters up there. Especially with Crockett. I wish they could nominate her for the actual Democratic thing. Because she's got it. She's got common sense. She understands how everything works. Spice Lady, welcome in. All of that great stuff. Okay, if this was a perfect world, yeah, Kamala Harris, put her in for the presidency. For the vice presidency, Crockett. Drop her in there. That would be.
This is the sad part. It doesn't even matter race. when it comes to this. This is a matter of gender. They will not show up for that.
Oh yeah.
Our community wouldn't show up for that. And then let's just be honest.
Yeah.
When our favorite president in the entire world was in there, the first go round, it was strictly because we could see us. That was like our job. Nobody cared about nothing else. It was just like, oh heck yeah, and that's why we covered it. The second turnaround, it was a little bit more like, okay, now you ain't new no more, okay?
But and here's another thing a lot of people don't realize. The policies and stuff that a president tries to instate during his tenure in office, whether it's 1 term or 2 terms, doesn't start to manifest until the next presidency happens. And then those things that he initiated from 4 years ago start to actually manifest. And then what that current president tries to do, depending on who he is, he can either agree with that or he's just like, no, I don't like that and I want to change it all. So he's spending his first 4 years trying to dismantle everything that the previous president had already tried to do. So the policies don't kick in as fast as what people think.
It does not matter if the president submits a policy. It's not the end all be all. Some people think it is, and it's not. It still has a process to go through, and it can get vetoed. You know what I'm saying? Like it really can. But what makes them pass is the fact that the people you put in your local office weigh in heavily. The judges, the chiefs of police, the chiefs of this, the chiefs of that, the VPs of that. That's what really dictates those laws, because that's who's going to be enforcing them. If you don't go every quarter and start to see what laws are coming up, mainly in July, that's when it'll flip over for some new laws. Right. Then you just walk around and you don't have an option at that point. You know, like there is no option to do you opt out of this or opt in. You're just stuck because you don't know what's really going on. Right. If you take a look at everything that has happened leading up to this, you would have already seen this was going to happen. Because look at healthcare. I live in a rural area. Let's just say I'm a generic 100 little counties. Every county had a hospital. Now there is one major hospital, and they have to drive up to 40 minutes to get there. That's a problem. But it's like, okay, look at insurance. They kicked so many people off of Medicaid in Tennessee in July that it was bananas. You have people now with no coverage. Louisiana, and the rules that they have are insane. Yep. You have grown people that were on Medicaid because they really needed to be on it. But if they didn't have a child in the home, if they didn't have a chronic illness before, they got totally kicked off. Have no benefits. Look at the job market. All these companies say they need people. You have people putting in applications and everything that the companies are afraid to hire because they got the COVID scare, and now they're like, because if we go under, there's not going to be a bailout. It's just going to be a wrap. They're afraid to hire people. So you have people now can't get unemployment. You don't qualify for Medicaid. You don't get no other benefits. What's left?
Nothing at all. That's the whole thing about it. And it's man, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen as far as just the way this country works and the way that they actually initiate policies and stuff like that.
But we cannot blame. Let's.
It's not blaming. It's just craziness to me. That's all. I'm not blaming.
Well, no, but I'm saying like we can't. We have to first. People have to first address their demographics. They first need to address their communities because too many people. I don't believe in it, and I mean nothing. Blah blah blah. But you're still affected by it. So it does mean something at some point. Because I know you don't get cheaper gas because you didn't go vote. I know your food ain't free because you didn't go vote. You get in the same thing everybody else is. So instead of coming from a place of emotions and anger and just we seriously just need to sit down and come up with a plan and execute it. But people they complain about it, but then they don't know enough about it. They complain about it, not only complain about what other people have said. They let that sway their decisions. But at the end of the day, your paycheck is no more than mine. The same amount of taxes coming out of mine, same amount coming out of yours. Same taxes I pay at the school, same ones you're going to pay.
Yep, the double
So you
taxing
really can't blame
system,
anybody else.
the double and triple taxing system has not stopped in over what 400 years. So, not only are you, you're taxed on everything, you're taxed on your home, you're taxed on the money that you actually make. And then when you go spend your money, you still got to spend taxes on the money that you spend stuff on.
Okay.
I mean, make it make sense for me. I don't get it. And then with everything with housing and all of that stuff, they're making it. At first, it was the quote unquote American dream that everybody can have the house with the white picket fence. You can't get the house with the white picket fence with the rules and all of the stuff that they got now, let alone the interest rate. But as far as just the rules that they have in place, jeez.
And let's look at this. And I know a lot of people, if you're a realtor, you know what I'm talking about. And please, if you've got any more information about it, drop it in the comments. But the law changed to where now to be a realtor, right? You don't get to claim the front and back no more. They are truly making it to where
is that
you only get a certain amount.
Is that in Tennessee only, or is this nationwide?
I think it's nationwide, to be honest. But I do know it's in Tennessee. For sure. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%. So, yeah, like when you start seeing things like grocery and the roads that never get fixed, all those projects have not been happening in Tennessee. Like, none. So you see the roads. Mm-hmm. You see, like, they're really trying to push this at-home schooling narrative. And then when you start seeing, like, the healthcare issues starting to play, people are lost. When I tell you so many people in Tennessee lost Medicaid.
Louisiana, too.
No insurance.
Louisiana, too. Trust me.
And that's why I try to give the resources that I give, because it's real. Like, it's really real. Like, if you see it happen in one state, start looking at yours and seeing what's being taken away. When you start seeing, like, some police stations around in Tennessee, I'm not going to say where, but we all know where. Mm-hmm. Basically, U.S. Marshals in Tennessee, Highway Patrol and some National Guards, they are mandating the order in that town.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even try to restructure nothing. But yet, was it X is getting ready to do something big in that town?
Mm-hmm.
It don't make sense. Something is not, it just doesn't add up. It's not mathing right.
The only reason why things are happening here in Louisiana, as far as municipalities being able to actually do road repair and all of that stuff, Lafayette is a perfect example of it. Lafayette has something called Lafayette Baton Rouge, East Baton Rouge Parish, and other areas going towards New Orleans. They have consolidated governments. So that means that they're generating their own money within the community and everything, and they take care of their roads. They take care of the infrastructure of the city. Like in Lafayette, you can just get one bill for everything: lights, water, gas, all of it. They even have a fiber network. Lafayette was one of the first few cities that actually have their own fiber connection before the rest of the country did. I'm talking like full, flat out, straight gigabyte fiber, monster internet speed. That's been here for years.
It's time for, like, like for a while, like I think it was maybe after Katrina, they started pushing those bunkers and things like that. People really was getting up into them. Then all of a sudden you start hearing about it. Yeah. Now what you'll start hearing about, they want you to get those solar panels. It is not for just energy. Those solar panels do so much more than that. But in certain states, if you get them, you can lose your house if you don't go through all the red tape. But in some states, like Texas and California, they pay you to have them. And they just so happen to be the ones that carry the largest electoral votes. So you have to start, like, connecting the dots. It's all right there, but you really have to know what questions to ask. And don't fall in the rabbit holes, because Lord knows I've been going down the rabbit holes. It's too much.
There's too many of them. There's too many of them. Sometimes you just got to just read the top and not even go into the rabbit hole, because if you do, goodness gracious, it's absolutely ridiculous. But
so I know we touched on, like, the electoral votes and the popularity vote, which is so stupid. I know we looked up, like, how people can vote. What is getting me about, from what I do understand about voting, You cannot be a convicted felon, but you can't be a felon, right? To vote.
That's a big kicker.
So how is it that someone can run for office,
right, and be a convicted felon, and then not be able to fully fulfill the role of the presidency because of the simple fact you are an actual felon? Right.
So what is it? I mean, I'm so, because this is my thing. Even if, let's say, things were roses and all that, and it was an independent put in office, or it was whoever, I don't care. It wasn't that person. But because he got to run, they should take that off of applications and anything that you got to fill out. That question should not be asked.
They have to, because I mean, if you're going to have a felon actually run the country, but
it should come off now. When they decided it was okay, it should be taken off.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. But this is not a perfect world. So I'm just saying that's what should happen. But it's not necessarily going to happen. But the thing is, though, they're already trying to isolate off the United States as it is. And then if you have an ineffective president that can't go make a international presence because that country won't let you there because you are a felon, how are you fulfilling the role of the presidency? You can't. There's no way you can. You know, and then with the president being a felon, that sets a precedent to the other countries just saying like, oh, okay, we're not going to deal with you anymore. Never again. You know, that's it. So that's just more of an excuse for the other countries to make sure that the United States is not involved in any of the processes that's actually going on as far as financial matters or any other world matters or anything like that. That's all the excuse they need to cut us off. So with him being a felon, and then the laws have to change. They have to change.
Yeah, they have to change. Like they should have. That was the biggest smack in the face I felt like the entire country took. Mm-hmm. I was just like, what? Because it's just so much like, like your past shouldn't matter, right? Like they say it shouldn't, but it does. And that person's past is so just
jaded,
not good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not the maker or the shaker or whatever. I can just say from my personal opinion, I'm just like, that's not somebody that I would want to represent me. That's why I go vote. Irregardless if it goes the way that I voted, I still vote. I still encourage my kids and friends, for anybody. Like, just, you don't know. Like, you don't know. And I'd rather be in a position that at least I tried than to be the person like, well, this is happening, this is complaining, but didn't participate in trying to change it. So that's where my whole takeaway is like, we have to go show up in those polls locally heavy in order to really make some differences at the top.
Right.
Because it's really reversed if you think about it. It's kind of like the cart is before the horse, because the local office is what's pushing it. That's what's driving for us. Right. And I don't think we know enough about how to vote, when to vote, what votes count, why it's important to vote, what electoral vote is, and what's this state, because they throw so many distractions out there. Like, it's ridiculous.
Another key thing to look for when you're actually dealing in the voting process is those judges. Those judges make and break everything. And here's why this whole thing is dangerous as far as the 2025 thing and then Trump getting into office. He already has. There's how many?
He has 5 people in there. So no matter if they take it to the Supreme Court, might as well not just wait.
Exactly. He already has 5 Supreme Court judges in there, and the other 2 are about to retire. And if he gets in office, this president is the one who sets the judges for the Supreme, the Supreme branches. Yeah. He's gonna have everybody in there in his pocket doing his exact policies.
They've already flexed that muscle. That's why.
Oh yeah.
The whole immunity thing came up. It went to the Supreme Court. Of course it did. If that was me, that's where all my people at. We're going there. That's where we're going. Like, of course it got overturned. Of course it was in his favor because that's his people. Yep. And the sad part about it is, baby, it takes an act of Congress. Because we've seen Clarence Thomas go on trial. Still sitting up there. Still got his black robe.
Still getting paid.
Still making decisions about women's health and things, other matters that he's still sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, of course he wanted to go there. I would be like, no, we're going to appeal it all the way up to the Supreme Court, as you should have. That's smart. It's where your people are.
But I mean, that's the whole thing that people don't understand. If he gets there and then he gets a straight flush in there, man, it's gonna be crazy.
I mean, my thing is, I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what side you're on. What I care about is the fact that our kids have to live in this world. Our grandkids and future grandkids, heck, us. And I just know from past history that anytime it is something like this, it is emotionally charged. And when it's emotionally charged, it doesn't end that great. And I would hope that this go around that we could learn from our past and do better with our future. Keep a clear head. What you don't understand, research. Instead of like complaining about the problem, let's all sit together and try to find a solution. That is my biggest fear. Is like it's just going to be emotionally charged, and And I'm not trying to be in fear, but that's
what they're banking on. That's what they're banking on. They're just trying to, and believe you me, if you don't think that they got people out there to incite this stuff, you're mistaken. They got plants out there to make sure that certain things.
I mean, we saw it in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
2,000 Confederate flags and Nazi flag like march downtown.
Yeah.
On the 4th of July. 2,000 strong. Now I can't say I was a little impressed. The next day, okay,
Black Panther came out there with 4,000.
Purple and gold pop up with 4,000.
Yes, sir.
But it is also a scary time because it is just building up that anger, that frustration, the bad stuff. It's just building it up, and it's not gonna end well.
It's always been there, but it's been dulled to a certain extent. But now they're trying to reignite a new torch, and I can tell you, this new generation don't give a fuck about none of that stuff.
It's our generation that needs to talk to them and say, look, we can handle this differently.
Exactly.
Because we don't need to if we tear up our communities right now, it will not, look at where Katrina was at. That it still looks like that. And that's ridiculous.
Yep, sure does.
You burn down your community now, it will stay, it'll be ashes, dust to dust, because it's not coming back. It's just not. Because if you look at the debt that America has, we're floating off of a dream. It's not real. Like, we're floating off of fake money.
It's not even a dream.
We're floating off of monopoly money, okay? We're robbing Peter to pay Paul and asking Americans we hold about 5 of them.
No, we hiding, grabbing money and everything, and then just going back and slithering off in the cave, just waiting. No, we ain't got nothing. Trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, and they still producing all of this. Come on now.
I mean, my thing is like, if it was, and I'm gonna get old now. People are gonna hate me. Okay, just a little bit of this. But I can't. I mean, honestly, I'm just at a standstill. I'm still with the who could represent us. I have no idea.
The pickings are slim, and then there's so many people. Even if you do have a reasonable choice, they are so caught up in the game that's being played in DC to where they probably can't even get their head straight. If
you could nominate anybody, I mean anybody, it doesn't matter if they the janitor at Walmart. It could be an artist. It could be anybody. Who would you say I'll rock with that one?
The only one that really understands the game and how it's played and then actually gets the respect, I got to go with old girl from Texas.
Rocket?
Yeah, I'd put her up there. She could do
it. She can do it. To me, she's better than Harris. I ain't gonna lie, she just is.
Yeah.
But for honestly, I can't think of nobody.
I can't either. That's the only reason why I said her. She understands the game. She knows how to talk to him. She ain't scared to talk to him.
That's what I like about her.
You know, and she actually, you know, she can break it down for you. She knows how the policies work. She knows how to get. She knows everything they know, and she can play the game. That's the only reason why I say.
Ooh, what about the prosecutor from Atlanta? I'm just saying, I like how she worked. I like how she worked. I like how
she alright, but they could get to her. They could get to her. No,
I don't think so. Because when I say, she was like, it's none of your business what I do with my pocketbook.
That is, I agree. I mean, I can't front her on that, but I'm still kind of like, I don't know.
I'm just saying, like this is a sad thing though. Like we seriously in our community, I don't feel like we have leadership. Like I cannot think of nobody.
No, we don't. I don't really think we have super leaders like that anymore. I think there are a lot of educated brothers out there that are actually spreading some good knowledge, but as far as a actual leader that could actually stand up and actually say go to the polls, or either, you know, whether it be civil rights or either even political, I don't really think that we got somebody that we could just really just step on that's made a presence to me that we could say, hey, you know, be president, do something, help us, please help the country. But
I cannot think of one. Like because we've had some real embarrassing moments, okay, as a community. We do need to tighten up, okay? Because the whole NAACP thing, I've never spoken on it, but when I tell you that burns in my spirit.
Oh, you talking
burns
about
my wig.
You're not talking about the fake that was in there. Okay, I figured.
How the heck did that happen? Nobody talks about it, but that makes my blood. How did that happen?
Well, I mean, it makes you wonder. This is the time of the internet. This is the age of information. We are in the age of Aquarius. This is all the information is out there for you to see. You can see everything. How they didn't do no background check on that girl? I didn't do no background check on that.
You better ask that question again.
You know what I'm saying?
It has blown my mind.
You know, I'm going from the information because I'm thinking that she's vetted. They done their research on her and they done put her in this position and she all good to go. I'm just like, all right, she another light-skinned sister.
Look, let me tell you.
No, you're not that.
That wasn't a ninja thing. I don't know. They didn't pay for the full background check. They was
Apparently
like, yeah,
basic. Apparently not. They just went off of her credentials and
do the free one. You just gotta put your name and social security number now. That's it.
Well, I mean, you know, I guess because she had the complexion for the connection.
No, she did not.
I don't know.
It's called Tan City.
Yeah.
Dude, I've watched every document. Well, you know how I am about documents. Okay.
I know.
I just make a full-fledged decision to stand on something. Sis doesn't work.
Hey, Brownie. Good Lord.
That burns me. And when they done that, they lost all type of like wherewithal.
Ain't nobody. They don't want nobody to. No representation. We don't need your help no more.
Honestly, if they wanted to put something on the books to get rid of, I nominate that.
The only thing that I hate is that they should have been more diligent in making sure that they vet their people in, because now you got children that have been hurt by this, because once the NAACP started to lose funding, some of these kids lost scholarships.
Head Start, they lost Head Start programs in rural and urban like communities. You lost Head Start, so now your kids going to school a year behind. They lost a lot of insurance. They lost a lot of stuff. But this is what really gets me. Okay, why don't you do no jail time? You just defraud. You just identity. You don't like freaking embezzlement of money. Government off like. And let's not forget this one. She said she was getting death threats from people because she was a part of Black Lives Matter, and she was making it up too. Why come she in jail?
Okay. It's simple. You know the rules. What applies to us don't apply to them. Is she a them?
Look, the reason, and this is the thing, they let her go walk free because it was an embarrassment of us. Like, see how reckless y'all are.
Exactly. That's the other reason. That's the other reason why. That's the same reason why they not gonna sit up there and do anything to Kamala Harris. They're gonna let her be up there so that way when the crushing defeat takes place, like, oh, well, look, the Democratic Party, they've been destroyed. They're gonna use that as a campaign thing to say, look how we have, our conservative policies are now going to be in full effect. Yada 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 yada. We have done it. Da, 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 da. We have crushed the enemy. That's the whole reason why.
That is the most. I was so disappointed when I tell you I donate to them. I go to functions for them.
I mean, no offense to the NAACP, and I understand that. I didn't get it niggas nothing. Because
it just messed me up.
I put it to you like this.
Spoke about it, but it was a shit show.
I'll put it to you like this: the representatives that we had in our area were not truly worthy of being a part of the organization, so we really didn't support that much. And I hate to say it with it being our people, but then when I saw that other incident happen, I'm like, okay, now this makes sense. Because if they're gonna have her up there and they got him here where we are, okay, that makes sense.
I feel like she was placed there for a reason, honestly, because I still don't understand.
It's a real good chance.
Craziest, girl.
Oh my God, he's on ABC News now. Let me just see what the commentary is underneath it.
That's what's so crazy about that situation. I'm honestly you can't even go to them to look for a possible grade. I don't think they even show up anymore to help people with the polls and things. I haven't seen between their legs. I haven't
seen any action from the NAACP in the last 5 years.
That's why all that went down. And that's what's so crazy is the fact that you can't even make that make sense. It hurts my head. You can't even make it. You have to do fingerprints. You have to do a drug test. I'm so confused. I almost feel like they did know. And they were just we didn't have no other candidates. But this is a stipulation in your offer. You have to look like us. With your green eyes. You gotta look like us. I don't know. It was so embarrassing. When I tell you, I went to meetings and that's all people were talking about. I just sat there what can I say? Absolutely nothing. Monica, how do you feel? I don't have any feelings. I'm none.
Okay. This is Channel 11 News out of Texas, live. President Biden to end re-election campaign and address the nation. So he's getting ready to address the nation right now.
There's nothing to address, dude. Just for real.
Of course, there's something. Of course, there's something to address. Of course, there's something to address.
No, not.
They want him to go out with dignity.
You quit.
To make sure.
You quit.
Basically. But no, they have to make sure that he has his proper farewell.
But we need to take some
American
accountability.
people, and we need to appreciate everything that we do.
We need to take some accountability.
Hey,
there needs to be an age gap. There needs to be an age cap put on that thing because ain't no way. Great grandparents and Daddy Pat is able to handle all that stress.
If that's the case, let me see. If that's the case, then there needs to be an age cap on the Senate, the House, all of it. Because
but this is the thing though, I get that, but for real though, as far as you walk around as a leader, it's 65 and that's it. Can't be over that.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then that'll put old boy out the race then, because he 70 something.
I mean, age is not necessarily wisdom. Let's be honest, because he does not have. But there needs to be an age cap. There's an age cap to join the military.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be over 39, I think, or 30. You can't be 45 to join the military.
And then I'm sorry now, no offense to Biden and what he's done for the country or anything like that, but I've seen some of the conversations that he's had and the way that sometimes he's not all the way there.
Okay, but I got a question though.
He's not all the way loose.
What has he done?
I don't know, because like I said, with each president, the policies that they try to instill doesn't begin until the
because the
end of their
forgiveness
term.
stuff did not work.
No, of course not.
It didn't work.
No,
Trust me, I
because the Republicans shot him down so doggone fast and then kept him in litigation for so long he couldn't get half his policies up.
But that's my thing, though. My issue with that, and I mean, me and some of my OGs, they were hot at me because I cannot see what you've done. I don't care about the bells and whistles. You totally did not go by your agenda. Nothing was like, what did you do? And this is the first time, really, truly, let's be honest, that we seeing Harris, because where has she been?
Yeah, I don't know where the hell she been. I don't know whether she been chilling or whatever, or getting her stuff together. Or, you know, I would be hoping that she would at least be making plans. Because, come on now, you see how old
they just announced that she didn't find out about it until he actually announced it. That's what she found out.
That's got to be a lie.
That's what I'm saying. But what if it ain't though?
No. If you in that
because
circle,
that's not a good thing to say. Like, oh, I just found out myself.
That's what I'm saying. How you not know? How do you not know? You're the vice president.
Said that he made the decision himself and said it this morning to everybody. So she found out, but they found out.
How do you not know?
Like the NAACP didn't know that woman was white.
How you didn't know? How did you not know? How
that $10 spray tan like that, it was working wonders.
I mean, you can. I mean, come on now. Think about it. You can sit back and you can look at people, and if you've worked with someone for a long time, you can be able to tell, like, oh yeah, nah, he about to do something. He about to step. You'll know, and then you got other people working around you. You don't think that you don't think somebody talking?
You're saying what the news said.
Now, I know what the media said. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's not a good look. I would have so been like, yeah, we were prepared for this. I would say it.
Yeah, to make it look like you at least got some type of head, you know.
They can see you make it like that, but no, I was like, is that good or bad? It's not good.
And then,
guys, I want to thank you for coming on and joining us. We are really just talking about the current events that are happening right now and trying to just give some education about the process and what you can do to make sure and ensure that your vote does matter and that it doesn't matter about being popular or not. That's a distraction. Act like it ain't there. The only thing that matters is electoral votes, and that's it. And the local debates you guys are having in your own town right now, that's what you need to focus on. You really need to know what is going on in your community in order to dictate what's happening in Washington. Your local government is what builds the path to that. And we have to really keep our eyes open, our minds open, and our emotions in check, and do what's best for us in our community and families. And don't do anything off emotions. Don't let this high energy feeling distract you from what the mission is.
Ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself this. If it's an electoral college, who are the electors? And then if there's supposed to be 538 electors in the state, and then those electors actually match up with the amount of representatives that you actually have in Congress, who are those electors? Those electors have to be local government, or either people that leave from the local government that go to the state legislature. So the people within the state legislature are your electors. That means people that you've actually voted into office.
Or didn't and just didn't do nothing.
Or didn't do nothing and just let them get up there and then just cause a ruckus.
So it's like your local judges, your DAs, your chiefs, the mayor, all that stuff matters. The Board of Education. That matters. They're not running just to be running. They're running because whoever wins gets to have the most about money for your state or your town and school and lunch for your kids and road work, stuff that matters. Because if you don't take care of home, you have a right to say what's going on with the show. Because you have a right to say that.
That's it.
We really have to do better. Don't work off of emotions because it's emotional. It is. But you cannot think with emotions in play. And I'm not saying like you can't feel a certain kind of way, you can, but let that certain kind of way not just say, you know what, F it, and I'm going for mine, like bump this. We really have to come together. Like it can't just be a me for me situation. Because this is, I mean, it's uncertainty. It's like,
all right, let's play fantasy real quick, just to see, because you have a very, very astute mind. If you were running the DNC right now, the Democratic National Committee, and then you got Kamala up there, what would be your strategy to get people to actually vote for her to go against old knucklehead out there?
yeah, they're not gonna like what I'm about to say, but whatever. It is what it is.
I asked your opinion.
She would not be running for president.
Okay, I agree with that.
She would remain as vice president.
Okay.
That would be her role, because she hasn't done anything that would make people say, well, yeah, I mean, she was a great vice president. I seriously have not seen her.
Yeah, I mean, she's been so, I mean, at least now when old boy was in office, when Trump was in office, you heard something about Pence every other God-given day.
What have you heard about her?
I ain't heard nothing.
Have you seen her?
No, I ain't seen her.
So if there was
the only time I saw her, there was a international incident to where she had to go to another country and she had to speak on behalf of the U.S. dealing with something. That's the only time that I saw her, and I think that was about maybe 2 years back.
But even if she was seen over there, that doesn't count for over here.
No,
she has not been seen. It's been like out of sight, out of mind. Therefore, I cannot sit there and back you just based off your performance. I can't, because you haven't done anything, like nothing. Now you was rah and
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So in this particular case, so let's just say in this particular case, they can't find anybody else because, like I said, there's a process that you have to go through to be able to be a part of the DNC in the first place.
They're going to do away with that process. They don't have a choice.
I know they're going to have to do away with it. But the thing is this, though, I'm presenting this as it is right now. The only choice that they have is her. So with that being the only choice that you have, if you were running the DNC right now, what would your strategy be to get her to at least win? Knowing that I understand that you wouldn't want to have her up there because she ain't done a damn thing. I get that.
No. My thing is like, how I get her to win, she would be vice president. I would have to pick someone else. And that's just like, I can't even fantasy with that. Like, I am dead ass on that. Making her the face of bad move. The reason she works so well with this administration is because the person that's in the forefront, I mean, we've been seeing this since forever. You know what I mean? Like, even at the very beginning when we found out this was going to run, we saw like, maybe it's time to, you know what I'm saying, like, go and write your memoir, like, go get you a foundation and go write your book and live in Montana. Like, you can see that. But he's in office. She truly, I think she was there as a substitute teacher, okay? If he was gone, they didn't know if he was going to drop or not. And then, like, so she just had to make sure she stayed healthy.
Well, that's the whole thing. And I mean, I think they're just playing into that narrative because, I mean, I even talked about that with my mom. I'm just like, nah, see, they just waiting for.
And you can't have two of us running. Not going to happen.
Ooh. No. And then let alone two women running. Ooh.
Although, if you did, baby, this whole situation would turn around and like give us 30 days. We would.
Oh yeah. I agree with that. I fully
get two of them in there, and everything be resolved in 30 days. But because of the way that things work, unfortunately.
Well, now you know the actual. I'm going to give you the HR version of why they would say that wouldn't be a good idea. We wouldn't have the same presence on the international stage because most of the world is all about men running things, men being in control, men having power. To have a major power that with a woman running it even though they had to respect it when Margaret Thatcher was doing the doggone thing, but they didn't really worry about her because she just handled the business. Of course, it was still, Queen Elizabeth and all of that stuff that was dealing with that, but that would be the excuse that the HR excuse that they would use to say that we wouldn't have a big enough presence on the world stage, when we really don't even have a presence on the world stage right now as it is, just because of the fact of all of the stuff that's going on in this country.
I just truly think that right now, like all this, we're in trying times, and no, we're in the thick of it. Mm-hmm. We're in the thick of it. Like, this is the beginning, and we have no plans. And I'm not gonna lie, I am so disappointed in what's going on right now, because that was not based off of what's best for everybody. That was based off of some emotional stuff that had nothing to do with us, and we didn't even have a say in it. And now we're stuck with like you quit. That's part of your history to me. And they're not gonna say that, but I'm gonna say it, you quit.
No, when was the last time when the GOV actually did something that was really about us to begin with? When was the last major thing that they did that was really for us in the first place? Well, I'm not saying just
our community. I'm saying as a people, you quit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. As far as just just giving up on,
and that should be in
quote unquote
in your memory. That should be in the documentary they'll make, that you actually quit. You quit. Okay, how you say it.
I mean, come on now. They give them participation trophies to kids that just sit on the bench. So, what you want? I'm just saying. Think about it. Let's let him go out with dignity. Let's let him go out with a little bit of grace.
What if we got Clinton and Barack back?
They don't want Barack back in there, because if he get back in there, he gonna act a donkey this time.
Well, he can't go back, and that sucks. But
no, he can't. He served his 2 terms, and unless they throw the rule book out. But I'm telling you though, if there was a chance for Barack to get back in there this time, you gonna see the real. You gonna see the real nigga in there. You gonna see it. He gonna act a straight donkey. I would.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
No, he can't. Hey, man,
it's gonna be interesting. Like, I can't even say interesting. It's a train wreck, and I'm sorry, but we're all on the train, and I know I didn't buy a ticket, but I gotta take this ride with everybody else. This is some shit. That's we can educate people about the voting, but we can't make people change their minds. I don't want anybody acting off emotion. I don't want people burning up the neighborhoods. I don't want, you really do have to be careful right now. Like, you got to be careful right now in those streets, because I'm telling you, everything's on high alert right now.
Take the information that you see coming from mass media with a grain of salt. Do not believe everything that you see. Take it, look at the information, but don't react off of it, because that is what they want. They want you to react. They want you to go out there and be emotional and say that they want you to go against the MAGA. That's their purpose. They want you to go against you. When you see red, they want you to see red and go after them. They want you to mess up everything. So, don't even do that. Don't subscribe to it. Like I said, treat the mass media the way that you would want to treat it. Okay, with the notepad. But that's the whole thing. Stay calm.
Do what you know is right for you and your family.
Keep your head together.
We got to. Mm-mm. We don't. I mean,
and to us, the old heads, Gen X. Look, tell these youngsters to calm down. Tell these youngsters to keep it cool. Don't pull out the pew-pews. Don't do it. I know they already packing and jacking already as it is, but tell them to calm down. Yeah, don't sit up there and get fueled by it. We don't play by the same rules that they play by. They play by a different set of rules because they can get away with more than we can. Don't do it. Play your cards.
Well, right now, you're just going to have a lot of people working off of emotions. And I can't stress that enough. And I know I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but that's when things happen. You will have people that's doing their job. And I'm not saying that everybody's doing their job is on the up and up and you don't have nothing to worry about. But what I am saying is that you can do everything you need to do to stay safe. The last thing that we need to do right now is let emotions and outside noise dictate how you move. Just stay on your pivot. And if you don't understand what the law is in your state about different things, whatever you do on a daily basis, go to filelaw.com. Know your rights. There is an app. It's called Turn Signal. If you get pulled over, get that app. An attorney will automatically come on. Tell the attorney what's going on. And if he doesn't need to stay FaceTime, then he will tell you what to say.
Say that again for the people in the back. Hold on, I'm putting that in the chat.
I'm
about to download it. Hold on.
If you see, it's free. If you see that, oh no, I don't feel safe, you can tell the app you want to see the attorney. The attorney face will pop up and the attorney will take over at that time. But it's called Turn Signal. And it is free. And it was developed by some people during the Black Lives Matter movement that created this app. And so a lot of people did not know about this app, but I am a resource girl. So of course, I found out about it. I have it on my phone. My kids have it on theirs because I'm dead serious about it. That way you don't have to sit there and be like, I didn't know, or I don't know, or they're taking me out of my car, and this is happening, that's happening. You just click that app and it instantly records everything 360 around your car.
I'm okay. Oh, now wait. Now I'm hurt. When you gonna tell radio? Radio didn't know nothing. You just gonna let a nigga get arrested. That's all.
No, I really didn't.
You can say it. You can say it, bro. You can say it. You can say it. You can say
no,
it.
Honestly, I talk about it so much. So I'm sorry. But everybody should download. Did you download it?
I'm about to.
Download it. And let's walk through it.
That's it. I'm about to download it right now.
I'm the resource girl. So I am going to post it on Everybody Needs a Monica.
Don't tell a nigga nothing.
It is an app that is free of charge. You don't pay for it. Download it if you're in your car.
Y'all don't pay no attention to me. Don't pay no attention to me. I'm finna go on my rant. Don't tell a nigga nothing. It's your own people sometimes.
It goes all the way around your car. It picks up all the sounds and it's your videotape. And that
you see how black folk do you? You see?
The videotape and the audio tape will be sent to your email. And
damn well I'm black in America.
Holding by that attorney's office. You don't pay for it. It is a free service. If you get pulled over and you don't know what to do, turn it on. If you need an attorney, all you got to say is, I need an attorney. And his face will go through. And it still be
the radio in jail.
And the attorney will take over what's going on. And it's very important. So please download it. If you have kids, download it.
Just let me just be in jail and shit. Just don't give
I'm gonna let the girlfriend.
Let it go.
You have it now. I'm sorry. I talk about it so much. I talk about that and healthcare.
When you was gonna tell me?
I thought you knew.
You see.
Did you download it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
She loved me, but she don't love me. That's all right though. That's all right.
I do talk about it so much. I'm sorry if you didn't remember, or I don't know, but I talk about it a lot.
Yeah,
it's free.
I'm creating a login right now.
I thought I told you. I'm sorry. When I run down all the resources and I do a plug every so often on people's panels, I do bring it up. But I'm now more than anything, I've got to start really posting it and talking about it. But it is an app, free of charge. It gives you instant recording of what's going on, 360. And if like the mini Miranda starts, like if the Miranda dies in you and they're like, oh, you have it out, or once you get out of the car, you can say, I need an attorney. An attorney's face will go, the information is not lost. You will get a copy in your personal email or whatever email you have it set up with. And then that attorney's office will keep it, their copy as well. And you have representation from whatever attorney's office that they reach into and say, hey, I need you in your state, I need you to take this case. But yeah.
Password. Okay.
Turn Signal. It is a really great app. If you do a lot of driving, download the app. You got kids, download the app.
All right. What do you mean my passwords don't match?
You back up and going again. Is that for you, Radio?
What's that?
Big Mitch.
That's my boy. That's my boy Mitch. That's my best friend. Yep, back up and going at it again, brother.
So if you guys have you've downloaded that app, I promise you will not be disappointed. I've had to use it maybe one time, and I really didn't have to use it, but I just wanted to see if it would work, and it did, and it was amazing. I actually got the email and everything with the video and audio, all of that, and I was impressed. And this app was made by a member of Black Lives Matter.
All right, I got it now. I had to create an account and all of that good stuff. Just don't want to tell me nothing. Tell everybody else everything else, but no, radio don't need that. He don't go nowhere. So what if he go to jail?
Are you finished?
Huh?
Are you finished? Or are you done?
Fuck that nigga. He don't care. Yeah, okay, I'm done now. I just need to get that out.
But it's a good app to have. Like I said, I only used it once, and it was really testing it to see if it worked, but it did. Everybody needs that app. It doesn't matter who you are, what color you are, everybody needs it. Just added protection.
Yep, and email confirmation. And it's confirmed.
Ta-da, you're signed up.
No more jail for me. Okay.
You see how easy that was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just signing into an app.
And I keep that app on all my phones. Plus my so, but it is a great tool. It is a useful tool, and everybody needs it.
I'm gonna use it when a Karen harassed me in the stove. I'm gonna use it for everything. Yes, sir.
I try. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try.
Yes, sir.
I try. But it's a great app. And so, yeah, if you know anybody who's out and about, especially if you drive 18-wheelers, it'll give you all kinds of information.
If you drive, period. If you drive in the South, California, if you just drive, period. That's.
And it's free. I can't stress it enough. People who don't be believing me, I think. And
well, I mean, it's not. No, you know what? I don't think it's the fact that they don't not believe you. I think they believe you. I think it's the fact that,
like, how does she
when you hear something free, it don't work. Well, that's what that's what some people think is like. Oh, it's free, so that.
I cannot stress it enough, especially with healthcare and like medical insurance. I'm like, answer the freaking calls, okay? Like, just answer it. You may be surprised. You need to go to the dentist so you can get some free dental. Boom.
I wish. I got to get the hell out of this state. Then I'll be able to get some free stuff.
So the bottom line of why we came on today, we actually have a recording that we were going to schedule for today, but we put that off to do later this week. We are on all platforms. We are on Apple Music, Podbean, Spotify,
Yep.
iHeartRadio, Alexa, YouTube.
Hold on. Monday.
So by Wednesday, YouTube, because give it a little time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they so. And what else?
I'm waiting for that. Let's see. There is a website. Give me a second for that. I'm revamping the website from Podbean, but actually the advertisement that I put up for this live, it actually has the podcast website right there at the bottom. So definitely take a look at that. But just to recap, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Monday, Podbean. You can download the Podbean app and you can get anytime. That's gonna automatically have our stuff on it, ready to go. Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Alexa, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Listen Notes. If you got a Samsung phone, use your Samsung app, Podchaser, Boomplay. We're on all these. We're on all these formats. So, like I said, we're just taking advantage of the whole gambit, and that is everything that we are on, and we are going to continue. As a matter of fact, I think we have a recording Monday.
Yep. We have one tomorrow, and then August is about to be bust wide open.
Yeah, August is going to be nuts.
Can I wait?
Mm-hmm. And please, everybody, if you need resources or anything like that, please go to my co-host page. Please go to Everybody Needs a Monica. This stuff that she has. I mean, now before we even started the podcast, just the resource information that she actually came with has helped me and my family so much. And I definitely thank you for that. I appreciate that. If I never told you, thank you. Definitely appreciate that. But Everybody Needs a Monica. Please follow her page on that. I'm getting ready to embark on a new journey as far as doing audiobook narration. So that is it.
We're gonna be doing a romance novels, y'all. It's gonna be fun.
Oh my God, I don't know if the romance is gonna work. I'll try them. I'm going to try romance novels. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I'm going to try them. But I'm going into audiobook narration. I've submitted everything with ACX. That is the audiobook company that actually puts out the audiobooks for Amazon. And you have two choices. You can either be a narrator or you can be an engineer. I applied for both to be able to actually edit audiobooks or to actually narrate for audiobooks. I want to go on the narration side of it because that's more fun, more creative. But I'm going to start that journey and then start submitting audition tapes to ACX. But I'm going to be doing a lot of my practice reading on my backup page, which is Mr. Radio 100. Now it says VO/narration. So version 2.0 is dead. Now it's voiceover and narration. And I'm using that page to concentrate on that. So come along on that journey. We're going to have story time with Mr. Radio every now and then and stuff like that. And I'll read a chapter of a book and then see if y'all like the way it sounds. If I sound like mud, tell me. It's all good. You know, if I sound like trash, just say it. It's all good.
What about your Can't Sleep?
Can't Sleep R&B is still in full effect. I'm going to leave it for the rest of this week, but there will be changes next week because I am pooped. I am tired. That takes a lot. Right now, Can't Sleep R&B is Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. And I play everything from back in the day, Teddy Pendergrass, Stylistics, you name it. We go back there all the way till the 99 to 2000s, your R. Kellys, your Avants, all of that stuff. So Can't Sleep R&B. So, you know, we getting all of that stuff. Hey, Gina. That's the gambit right now. And like I said, I'm going to make some changes and I'm making final decisions this coming week on what I'm going to do with Can't Sleep R&B as far as that. And and my sincerest apologies to Miss Lady Thompson. I told her I was going to try to get my jazz show up and running, but I got busy and I got tired. So I'm thinking about doing a jazz like Sunday mornings, like from 7 to 10. You know, I was going to do that, you know, just pure, you know, just straight jazz and then do that. Yeah,
we have some exciting people coming up on our Completely Yo podcast. We are about to interview a female, a lady, a woman who not only is an Olympic medalist holder, but she is also a wine type of pairing little vibe that she has going on. She has her own wine market and she teaches people how to pair it with food. And that's my girl right there. That's me all day. And then we have an up and coming, went to the Apollo comedian and he is ready to go on a tour. He is going to sit down with us and talk to us about his journey. Because I've watched his career, like just up and up and up and up. He's done great work. He's been in a movie even. So we're going to talk to him. We do have some serious subjects coming up. We have one that is probably going to be a couple of series, and it's basically about Have You Seen This? We are definitely going to tackle the subject of missing and exploited brown and Black kids. I don't feel like enough attention is ever brought to it. I have been struggling even finding things myself, researching, and I can research, but it's kind of been a challenge. And I'm going now to start watching more documentaries because, like I said, like just trying to look it up. And I'm not looking it up on just Google. I'm going to places where it should be. there's a most wanted list and how many his areas, and it's been a struggle. And yeah, I'm about to start breaking it down by state because it's not a lot of information. And so I have resource numbers and everything, and they teach counseling classes. It's all free. I have all that information as well that will be with that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then we also have a Once Married, Now Removed. And that will be a couple series. And I'm going to be doing that series not only with Mr. Radio, but I will be doing this with, his name is Jersey. And he is going to join me on those segments to talk about, being married and blended families, and when divorce happens, what happens with that from a male's perspective as well as female. Of course, we're repping the ladies because been there, done that. And then we just have like September and everything. We're not bringing influencers. We want to have them tell you how they built their brand and how you could do the same. And all this is free. All you gotta do is go download the little apps, like it, follow it,
and
get your life 100%. But we are definitely going to always drive home like topics that are up and down. We'll have fun, but we are still going to be addressing serious things.
That's it. Oh,
I'm not as important as Mr. Radio. I don't have no shows, none of that.
Go get over yourself. Go get over yourself. Anyway, the thing is, also, I'm still thinking about kicking off the Frequency podcast, and it's going to be musicians, audiobook narrators, voiceover artists, and Black authors, especially, writers. Really get their insight on what it is right now in the market as far as, the books that are trending, how to actually get your own book started and stuff like that, because this one is doing she's got a coloring book coming out. Yay. We're waiting for that. I know it's chaos to try to get it started.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work to get it started, and it's been driving her nuts, but she's trying to do the coloring book thing. But my mom was a librarian for a long time, and books I read. I read a lot, actually. Right now it's in PDF form because I don't have enough room to actually keep the hard books the way I would like them, in an actual library. But, whenever I do, I'm up reading, studying, doing something. So I'm an avid reader, and I appreciate the authors, and I love the audiobook scene. And like I said, it's a great creative tool. And that's what I wanted to dedicate Frequency towards, is that getting that going. But right now I have so many other projects I got to deal with, so I'm not worried about it. I got some other stuff. Yeah, and I got some other stuff that's still going on the back burner too. So I'm good.
And if you guys got questions, our email address, I've dropped it in the comments. It is completely yoked at Zoho. That's ZOHO mail.com. You can send us pointers. You can even write us a letter that you would like for us to discuss on our podcast. We do have some real serious stuff coming up too, and we take privacy and safety very seriously. And there are some interviews that we will do, and we will do everything possible to make sure that person's identity is safe and protected.
NDAs have been established. Let's just say that NDAs are established. So
yes. And so if you ever want to discuss something, and if we feel that that's something that would be great for the community to know, we can work with you if we see that's something that we can just bring you on and you can better explain it. If you have a nonprofit or if you have a foundation, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to explain your foundation, even bring you on the podcast so you can give a quick synopsis about what it's for, why you created it, right, and where people can go to help donate or whatever it is that you need. So please reach out to us. You can DM me, you can DM Mr. Radio. Or like I said, you can send an email to completelyoked@zohomail.com. And we definitely open all our emails and read them. Trust me.
We both see the email, so it's not a problem. So, the Zoho mail is the best way, and then we can definitely give you a response back, quick, fast, and in a hurry. If she doesn't see it, I'll see it, and then I can alert her, or either she can alert me, and then you'll know something within a 24-hour time span. Promise you that.
And Completely Yoked, we are a great partnership. This is family for me now. I couldn't do this without my co-host at all. I really could not. And so we just want to promote positivity. We just want to make sure that if you can see yourself in us, that you're at the right place. We're not here to bash anyone. We're not here to like change how you live your life or how you think of things or how you see things. We're just here to drop education and knowledge, have a good time, and leave you with some resources and solutions to your problems and issues that we see.
We are real. I put it to you like this. I like dominoes, pity pack, tonk, gin rummy, poker. I do all that. You got a spade game, I will sit down and play and run 10 on you real quick. No pearls? No.
I'm looking at them.
All right. But no, we as real as it gets, y'all. So we definitely appreciate the support, the love, and appreciate everybody for actually coming in the room. If you came in the room, said hi and bye, appreciate that too. Don't even matter.
We want to say thank you to everybody that's here and to everybody. I hope if you're not here, thank you anyway. But for Miss Spice Lady, she always rocks with us. She comes through. If you want great recipes, and even like she give you a whole lifestyle thing, like you walk with her. Definitely go to her page. You will not be disappointed. She cooks amazing meals. She gives great advice, and it's like a lifestyle magazine, but you can see it. It's like right there. She has her own barbecue sauce as well as spices. And if you go to her page, and trust me, you will buy it because it all looks great. Of course, we have Tino, who is not on with us right now, but he is always our mod, and we are going to be doing something with him on our podcast as well. So he's very funny, just a great person all around. If you're looking for somebody to help you with your Instagram, the agency Chicago John. If you want to know about business, if you want to know how to make this your business,
Lord have mercy. Here he go.
That's where you need to go.
Here he go.
That's
What's going on, Madhouse?
For that. It's Chicago John's agency. Join it. You won't regret it. And even if you don't join it, but you follow him, I learned so much stuff about business on some more level because I'm like, oh, I know this. And it's like, oh, wow. Everything is about business. Like, I haven't went over there yet and not learned something.
All right. On the way out, Madhouse, that's a comedy.
Oh, yeah, I knew that when I saw Papa Smurf.
Yeah.
Look, I love the Smurfs. I'll be Smurfing all day. I just can't. But anyway, thank you to Madhouse, Mango Barbie, Gina, D Nice. We saw you in there. Mango Barbie, what's going on? Spice Lady, know you love you to death. Brownie Cakes, we saw you in the building as well. Momo came through. D Nice, always good to see you. DJ Superman. Right quick.
And
Momo
Megan
has this amazing product, right? I put it on when I get out of the shower. Like, I don't even drop. I just rub it on in. It is light. The smell is amazing. It's like a lemon, like, you know how you get a good old moist lemon cake with extra homemade icing.
Oh, Lord.
That's what I feel like, at least in my head. But it's a great product. And it's not just for your body. Like, you can use this anywhere you're having problems, like I think like eczema and other type of skin irritations. It works. And when I say that she lives her products, go to her page. You will see her transformation. I was lucky enough to receive some of her products and I was able to use it. And when I tell you, I got to get some more because it works everywhere. Like, it's the best. You keep the moisture in your body. I love it. I can't say enough about it. And it smells so good. It smells like food, but it's not food. Although, never mind. I stopped myself.
Hey, I'm just saying. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't in it.
I didn't say it. I can't post that, but I didn't say it.
My name Bennett. I ain't in it. I don't know what y'all talking about.
So proud of myself. Like, because normally that just went left. It's just what I would just went off the cliff. Hold your hands up, friend. You joking? Hold your hands up.
Nah, I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm all right.
All
that
right.
was I can do that. I can do it on command. I don't nothing. I'm just saying, just
okay. Bring it back.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Wrong road. But we have a good time here at Completely, and we have to thank everybody that does follow us, people that come on and support us, that say congratulations on the podcast and the success, and wishing us well. We thank you guys, and even if people are not able to promote it or even get involved with it, the congratulations mean a whole lot to us as well. Like,
Appreciate it.
because it's a lot of work. We also have our own little thing called the brokerage. We are still getting it fine tuned, but it's definitely going to be a tool that people, if you are looking to have a podcast, a cooking show, anything that's dealing with social media, if you need to build a team, like you can join the brokerage where we get everything set in stone, and you will have all the tools right there. You just have to have the drive, the passion, and the wit, and we'll help you do everything else. The equipment, the connections will help you with everything else.
Yep.
But you've just got to have the passion, the drive, the focus, the just God, just it's gonna get dirty. Like, be prepared. Like it's not pretty. It's a lot of work, isn't it? And social media, doing it the correct way, and then building something like a podcast. You really do need some solid people. And at the brokerage with myself and Mr. Radio, you'll have everything you need. We will not steer you wrong. And once we get it all together, you will see it all. It's gonna be really beautiful.
Yeah, we're gonna write it out for you so that way it won't be as confusing as all of the stuff that we had to deal with, you know, trying to come up with this stuff and put everything together. You know, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yes.
You know,
And I mean, all in all, today we just wanted to make our presence known and not take a stance. We're not defining a stance, but we wanted to come on and educate
just be
people.
aware. Just be aware. Just be aware.
Yeah, and test the waters a little bit. Just let people know, like if we already know, you know, they're saying, "Oh, don't get ready, stay ready." How about we just get ready and stay calm and then react? We just wanted to make sure that we push that narrative out, like just be safe.
And we already pushed earlier local voting, which is extremely important. Watch your environment, ladies and gentlemen. Please watch your environment. Believe it or not, your local news is important. Watch your local news. And the reason why I say your local news, you need to know what's going on around you, around your kids, around the community, because you never know what could spring off. So just pay attention to your environment. A lot of people don't even pay attention to their environment. And I understand a lot of people don't want to watch news because it's all negative. I get that. But you need to know if somebody then just blew up a building right down the road from you locally without you seeing it, you know. So pay attention to your local.
You want to know about
channels.
Education, you know, you got kids.
That's key.
Definitely want to know about.
That's definitely
and jobs, key. Because some of the civil servant jobs, as far as Project 25 is concerned, won't exist. They gone. So you're talking about
they're still there, but if you're not a member of the loyalist crew, and I'm using the exact term loyalist because they're all going to have the same thinking as him. They actually have a school within the Project 2025, just to veer off course for a second, a school within the Project 2025 to actually train you for the jobs that is going to be assigned to you by Trump. So that way you have the same thinking as a conservative mindset. So they have a school for this. Read it for yourselves, y'all. It's completely yoked. Thank you so much.
Up some more information. And again, there's an app that is very important. It is called Turn Signal. Please download that app. It is free. It was created by Black Lives Matter. It is actually, it will videotape if you get pulled over by the police or you get in a situation you feel like you need a witness, and you just click the button. It will audio, video, 360 around your area where you are in the car or where you are. And then if you do need an attorney's assistance, one will pop up and that attorney will speak on your behalf. It is a free app. It's very important that you have this app. If you have kids, it's the best tool besides, of course, tracking them. If you're going to track your kids, make sure they share their location with you on Snapchat on, I think it's something 360, but it's very important. It's not to be in their business, but with the climate right now, it's just a safety precaution.
What the kids are using is Snapchat. Of course, Snapchat is a huge one. A lot of kids are on Instagram. I personally have a great connection with my daughter on Discord. My daughter has a Discord channel, and I talk with her more through Discord than I do through anything else. She has a Snapchat, but she really doesn't use it that much. But Discord, her, most of her friend groups, all of that stuff. I can monitor the whole squad right there on Discord. So,
and what's so great about Snapchat though, like when you do turn on the location thing, it gives you all the way down to little bitty streets, not just the
it breaks it down. It breaks it down,
and it just it just bings and it's a really good tool. And I know a lot of people don't use it, but my family and me and my 4 kids, we use it, and it works. I mean, you have Snapchat; it's free. Just share your location, and if I'm traveling, I will actually share my location with some friends and family members just so that they will know where I'm at as well. But Turn Signal is free. Please download the app. It is for your safety, for everybody involved safety. But just download it. You won't be disappointed. I've used it once, and that was on purpose so that I could see how it truly worked.
That's it.
And I think that's about it for me. I don't think we have anything else.
I think we've touched on everything. I don't think we missed a beat on that one. Well done as usual. So I'm not complaining at all.
Big shout out to everybody that came through, people that are still here. It could be 1,000 people in a room or one. We're still going to be completely yoked and we'll talk about real life. And until next time, we will talk to you guys in a couple of hours.
Thank you for listening to the Completely Yoked podcast with Little Bit Bougie and Mr. Radio 100.